Hello and welcome back to this week's video. Next week is packed with fundamentals from Monday all through to Friday. On Monday, we have the USD and CHF high volatility news. Then on Tuesday, we have AUD high impact news. On Wednesday, we have the FOMC minutes. On Thursday, we have USD news, non-farm employment change, and so on. Then on Friday, we have the non-farm payroll. So Friday will be the main day of next week. All right. But don't forget the fact that we have fundamentals packed all through next week. All right. So expect high volatility price action in the market come next week. Now let's look at gold. We'll start with gold. But before we jump into gold, first of all, I'd like to say happy new month to all the viewers. And I hope you were successful last month. If you were not, watch this video to the end as I'm going to be giving my projection for the coming months. Now we are going to start with gold. Gold, last month, we closed with this massive bearish candle here because this is the monthly time frame. And if you watched the first video for last month, I specifically pointed out the fact that price was going to close another month with a bearish candle. And we've done exactly that, all right? So for this new month, I'll be expecting further decline on the price of gold. But let's look at the weekly time frame. Last week, I also mentioned the fact that since price broke below this zone that we'll be looking at for some time, that I'll be expecting further drop on gold, which really played out nicely last week. For the best part of last week, we were bearish on gold until Friday when price pushed higher, right? So if you watched last week's video, definitely you must have made money. Now, if we go to the daily time frame, something interesting happened on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we came into this demand zone here, and as expected, there was a massive rejection. And as you can see, Thursday, Friday, we closed bullish actually. So for the early part of next week, I'll be expecting continuous bullish price action. But towards the end of next week, I will be expecting bearish price action. So on this daily time frame, I'll be probably looking at something like this for price to pull back into the 1937 region before we drop back into 1903 region. All right, so I'll take that again. I'll be expecting bullish move for the first part, the initial part of next week. Then towards the end, maybe from Wednesday or Thursday and Friday, we'll see bearish price action. In case you are wondering what my overall target is on gold, my overall target on gold for now is 1,800. But of course, like I said, we'll be expecting initial pullback so that we can benefit from that bullish push, right? If we see trading opportunities. But towards the end of next week, I would like to see price start going back downward. Now, let's look at the on the 4-hour time frame. I have this mini trend line here that the price has broken above. I actually plotted this trend line when I was holding my mentorship program. One of the students pointed it out to me and I saw that it made sense. So price has broken out of that 4-hour trend line. So I'll be expecting price to keep going higher. But that's a big ask if you ask me. I don't know if this is going to play out, but for the fact that I've taken out this trend line, I'll be expecting price to actually pull back into the 1936 region on the 4-hour time frame before we start going bearish. Because if you look at it, we are still creating lower highs and lower lows. I mean, we ranged around here for the first initial part of our last month. If I put my mouse here, you can see from June the 1st, which is this candlestick, price moved sideways. Then towards the ending of the month, price eventually broke below, creating a new lower low, lower high, lower low. So even if price comes back here, it is still a lower high, all right? So we are still in a downtrend. Then from here, I'll be expecting a pullback. So once again, if price keeps going bullish, I would like to see a pullback into 1936.53 cents, all right, before we start going bearish again. But overall, on gold, I am actually bearish, all right? So even if we keep going bullish, I'll be looking for bearish opportunity to continue going bearish on gold, all right? So the next on my list is BTC. BTC on the monthly time frame, if I go to the monthly time frame, you can see how we've closed for the monthly time frame here. At some point, I'll be expecting bullish continuation on BTC USD, but before that, we'll see a pullback, a mini pullback into where, of course, when we go to the lower time frame, you will see where I'm looking at price to possibly pull back into. Now we are on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame on the Telegram channel, I remember pinpointing this inverse head and shoulders pattern here, then with the neckline here, and price was trading around here, and I said, okay, I'll be expecting price to pull back into this zone, and price did actually pull back into the zone. And I actually said when price pulled back into the zone, I'll be investing heavily on BTC USD, and as you can see, price played out perfectly. Price pulled back into the 25,000 region and then blasted higher into the 31K region, right? But for this current week, remember BTC closes a 7 trading days a week commodity or crypto. Crypto basically trades 7 days a week, as we all know. So we are still actively in this week as at the time of recording this video, which was on today's Saturday, the 1st of July. All right. So we are yet to close for the week, but it does look like we are closing week for the week. So that's why I'll be expecting a mini pullback. But however, if we are able to take out $31,020, then I would like to see price rise all the way to 36,285 on BTC. But with the way we are closing for this week, then if we close like this for the week, I'll be expecting a mini pullback. Let's go to the daily time frame and see what is happening on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, let me just delete this so that I'll have a clean chart. Like I also mentioned on the Telegram channel, I was like, I'll be expecting price to come into this demand zone before blast higher, and that was exactly what price did. But we are finding it difficult breaking above the 31K region, $31,020 region. So as you can see, this is the daily time frame, and if you notice, we've been ranging sideways on the daily time frame. So we may see a pullback into where, if this pullback is to play out, this is the zone I can see. That's if we go for this pullback anyway. So I'll be expecting to see price come into 28,478 and 28,110 region before we go bullish again. All right, something like this. Then before we go bullish again. All right. But however, if we take out the $31,020 region, then we are coming to 36,285. All right. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Let's see things more clearly. If you remember, was it last week or was it last 2 weeks, I sent out this chart when price was trading around here on BTC. And as you can see, I said I will be expecting price to come here. And since when price came there, we've been there. So we just have to give it time to play out. Let's see how we pull back. I'm going to give the update on the Telegram channel. So if you are not on the Telegram channel, the link is in the description of this video down below. So click the link to join the Telegram channel. I always send updates from time to time there. All right. So for now, I'm going to leave BTC at this. So let's go to the dollar index. Let's look at what the dollar index is saying. The dollar index has been ranging for the past couple of months. You can notice that since the 2nd of January 2023, dollar index has been moving sideways. Let me even box it in so that you can see clearly. You can see how dollar index has been moving sideways inside this box. As you can see, it's obvious. Now, that is why we've been seeing lots of confusion on price movement. Price is finding it difficult, trending in a specific direction. Now, you see, we had bearish month here, bullish month here, bearish, bearish, bullish. Now, this month, we've closed, for last month, we've closed bearish, right? So, are we going to keep pushing lower or the next month is going to go bullish? We can't say for a fact. Now, let's go to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we are trapped within this triangle here. Is this a triangle? I think it is. So as you can see, price gave us double top here, like not actually a double top anyways, but price failed to break above this zone, giving us a new higher high, breaking above this high here, right? So we came here, we rejected it, we came back, we rejected it. And what can you notice again? You will notice that price is creating higher lows, right? So as you can see, price is not going down or going upward. So it's just ranging between these two areas here, between this trend line and this resistance above. So, and last week I said I'll be expecting a bullish close for this, last 2 weeks rather, I said I'll be expecting a bullish close for last week, right? And as you can see, we had a bullish close. I mean, for the best part of last week, price pushed higher. But towards the end of last week, price now returned, giving us this candlestick that looks like a dodgy candlestick. Now, what should we be expecting next week? Price may either continue pushing higher into 12,981 price region. In case you don't know, I'm using the Dow Jones Dollar Index. So price may push into that price area above, or we may now start pushing lower and break below this trend line. And if we break below this trend line, this will be my next target. And if price keeps pushing higher, this will be my next target on the weekly time frame. Now let's go to the daily time frame. Let's look for trading opportunities from the daily time frame. Of course, we are going to narrow things down to the 4-hour and probably the 1-hour time frame. Now you can see how we closed Friday, right? This is the daily candlestick. So we closed super bearish on Friday. So for the early part of Friday, I'll still be expecting continuous bearish push, at least into this zone, all right, between 12,865 and 12,856 region, all right. So I'll be expecting price to come into that region before we now start going bullish again. So that's why for the first part of the early part of next week, I'll be expecting bearish price action, and towards the end of next week, I would like to see price go bullish. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, if we look at more recent price action here, let me put this arrow there so that you see what I'm talking about. If you look at this more recent price action, you will notice that price is creating highs, higher low, higher high, taking out this high, right? Then higher low. If you notice, this low is higher than this previous low, and now we've created a new higher high, taking out this high, right? So ideally, we should be expecting a new lower low. So will price keep pushing higher from here? That's a possibility. But with the way we close for Friday, I think I'll be expecting price to still drop down into this zone before we now go bullish. All right. So for next week, I would like to see price drop down into between 12,868 and 12,855 region before we start going bullish again, right? Giving us that typical higher highs and higher low market structure to the upside, or let me say bullish market structure to the upside. All right, now that we've seen what is happening on the dollar index, let's go to USDCHF. USDCHF has been bearish. If you even remember, for those that have been following me for the past couple of months, you notice I've been calling USDCHF bearish from this zone here, and you can see how we've collapsed. At some points, I think December, was in November, December, January, I was swinging this particular trade. I think up to February, I was swinging this trade for those that have been with me for a while. So my overall target at the time was 0.87664, right? And as you can see, price is headed there. Now, if we go to the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, price is creating lower lows and lower highs, right? From here, we created a lower low breaking below this low. Then we created a lower high, retesting that zone. Then now we've created a new lower low breaking below this low. And now we created a new lower high, right? Retesting that zone, right? And you can see this lower high is lower than the previous lower high. So I'll be expecting price to keep dropping for next week into 87709 region. That is on the weekly time frame. Now, if we go to the daily time frame, or before we go to the daily time frame, let's go back to the weekly time frame. You can see we are also not moving, seeing significant move to the downside. But if we look at the bearish candles, you can see that they are bigger than the bullish candles. So that tells us that price is going bearish, right? And as you can see, last 2 weeks we closed with this bullish candle, and last week we saw a red candle close. So I'll be expecting further decline. Let's go to the daily time frame to look at more recent price action. I think the daily time frame basically looks more like the weekly time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, this is what I'll be expecting. You can see how price has rejected this zone on this trend line. I mean, we have a trend line here. Then you can see price reacted to that trend line when bearish, came back, reacted to the trend line. Even here, we reacted to the trend line. And each time we came into that trend line, we rejected it. Then we came back again, we rejected it. And now we came back to that trend line again, and then we rejected it. So for next week, I'll be expecting to see price take out this trend line and this mini support zone here. As you can see, I made sure I captured here, 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 right? So I'll be expecting price to take out this zone, go back for a retest, then we'll come into this 0.87664 price area for next week, right? But if we don't go bearish on USDCHF for next week, due to, the dollar index is ranging, so anything can happen, can either go upward or downward. So in that case, if we are going to go bullish, then I would like to see price take out this trend line, create a new higher high, breaking above these two highs here. So create a new higher high, then come back for a pullback before we go bullish, right? So this is my buy zone, and below this trend line here is my sell zone. All right, sell zone below this trend line, buy zone above this trend line. For now, we are trapped between those two trend lines. So that's my outlook on USD CHF. Then let's go to EURUSD. EURUSD, we have similar structure, just like the USD CHF. So for the early part of next week, anyways, let's start from the higher time frame. Let's start from the monthly time frame. Let's see how we closed for last month, since we are now in a new month. As you can see, just like the dollar index on the monthly time frame, price is not convinced what direction to go on the EURUSD. So as it stands right now, we can easily go both ways. We can easily go bullish, we can easily go bearish. And as traders, we don't like these uncertainties in the market. So because of that, we have to look for two possibilities in the market. We are going to look for both bearish possibilities and bullish possibilities. For now, that is the best way to trade. We need to look at two probabilities in the market right now, because as you can see on the monthly time frame, we went bullish. We're like, oh, we're going to keep going bullish. Then the next thing, we saw a bearish candlestick. Oh, we are going to go bearish now. Then we saw bullish candlestick. Then we saw another bullish candlestick. Oh, I think it's time to keep going bullish now. Then the next thing we saw was a massive engulfing bearish candlestick. Okay, now this is the confirmation to go bearish. Oh, we are going bearish now. Then what did you notice again for last month? We closed bullish again. So there's confusion in the market at the moment. But let's go to the lower time frame. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Last week we closed with a bearish candlestick, and last 2 weeks we closed with a bearish candlestick. 2 weeks ago, or let me say 3 weeks ago, when we closed with this bullish candlestick, I was expecting price to come into this resistance. But what did we notice again last 2 weeks? We closed with a bearish candlestick, and that made me say, okay, price was going to go bearish, right? And for the initial part of last week, price did go bearish until Friday, when we saw that massive bullish push. So yes, our analysis was correct. But now we have closed with a dodgy bullish candle, a bullish dodgy candle. So now we can easily push higher into our resistance, and we can easily push lower to keep pushing at least until we come into maybe 1.07049 area, right, as our initial target. So what do we do? Like I said earlier, we are going to look at our two probabilities in the market. You can see how we closed for Friday here. It was a bullish candlestick, and if I circle this place in, you will notice that we are moving sideways. I mean, from Friday the 16th of June till Friday the 30th of June, price has been moving sideways here. So you see confusion in the market, right? So let's go to the lower time frame and look for trading opportunities. Now, what did I do? Like I did on the USDCHF chart, I actually plotted the trend line above and the trend line below. So like I said, we could easily go bullish and we could easily go bearish, right? So on the forward time frame, if I am to go bearish, then price has to come and take out this trend line. On the 4-hour time frame, I'll still go to the lower time frame to look for entry opportunity closer to price, right? But on the 4-hour time frame, if I'm to sell on the 4-hour time frame, then price has to come and take out this trend line, because as you can see, we're even creating lower lows and lower highs on the 4-hour time frame. If we look at more recent price action, this is a lower high, it's lower than this. This is a lower high also, right? And as you can see, this is a low, this is a lower low, this is a lower low, because this is lower than this, right? So for next week, it's pretty much confusing at the moment. So we could easily go down, we could easily go up. So but if I want to buy, then I'll wait for price to take out this trend line. If I want to sell, I'll wait for price to take out this trend line below here. All right. And if we take out this upper trend line, my next level target is 1.10719. And if we take out this trend line below, my next target will be 1.07049. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see if we can see trading opportunity closer to price. Okay, we have this trend line here. So on the 1 hour time frame, if we take out this trend line, then we can buy. All right, we can buy to the upside. All right, this is a good trading opportunity. And for us to go bearish, then guys, if I see a strong, massive candlestick rejection around this trend line, then I'm going to go bearish. I'm going to go bearish from here. If I see a strong, like if we open next week and then price pushes higher and then we see a strong, massive rejection bounce off, like a bearish, massive rejection from this trend line, then I will sell to this lower trend line here. All right, so feel free, plot these zones on your chart. You can pause this video to plot these zones on your chart so that you can also keep an eye on it. So that is my analysis on EURUSD in a nutshell. Of course, I'll come within the week on and we're going to do a quick recap of whatever it is the market is doing at that particular point in time. So now let's go to GBPUSD. GBPUSD, let's see how it closed for the month. GBPUSD also closed super bullish for the month, funny enough. Yes, we went bullish for the initial part of last month. Price just kept pushing higher. And towards the end of the month, then we noticed that price started pushing lower again. Then last Friday, I think Thursday, Friday, price started going bullish again for last week. Like last week, Thursday, Friday, price started going bullish again. So all this confusion in the market, I don't like it. But on the higher time frame, you can see that it looks like GBPUSD is going to continue bullish this month. Anyways, let's go to the weekly time frame and see what's happening on the weekly time frame. Actually, GBPUSD is one pair that has held for quite some time now, right? I had this trend line before and price broke above the trend line and actually broke above this zone here, right? As you can see, price broke above it. And in my earlier video, I was like, I think that was 3 weeks ago. I was like, okay, I'll be expecting price to come into this broken zone, then we go bullish from there. And it looks like price is trying to do just that right now at the moment. As you can see, price broke above. This is that trend line from the weekly time frame, and this is that zone that I showed you on the weekly time frame. Now, price, as I said, price, well, if you remember, if you've been following my videos, I said, okay, when price was trading around here, I'll be expecting a pullback. And that was when I plotted this arrow here. And as you can see, price came into that zone and we've seen a massive bullish daily close, like massive bullish engulfing candle daily close here. So for next week, price is going to keep pushing higher. Why do you see that hesitation in my voice? Is because of what the dollar index is doing. All right, so many uncertainties in the market. But anyways, technically, I'll be expecting price to keep pushing to the upside. All right, but if we are to go bearish from this daily time frame, I think there's a good trend line here that price has to take out. So if price takes out this trend line, if price breaks below this trend line, then and only then will I now say, okay, I'm going bearish. And if price takes out that trend line, my initial next level target will be here, to be actually here, which is 1.23243. Then if we break below 1.23243, then my next level target will be here, all right, which will be 1.186688, right? So that is the daily time frame analysis in a nutshell. You can pause this video and go plot these zones on your chart. But for now, technically speaking, price is expected to keep going bullish from here. So for the initial part of next week, I'll be looking for bullish price action, right, until we break below that trend line on the daily time frame before I know that, okay, cool, we are going bearish. So on the 4 hour time frame, I will have this trend line here plotted here. All right, I'll have this trend line plotted here. Let me just delete this so I don't confuse you. So for the early part of next week, if price takes out this trend line, then I'm going to start looking for bullish price action. All right, my next level target will be here. All right, but if I can catch that swing trade earlier around here or maybe below here, all right, because there are two zones you can buy from here. As price is pulling lower, if we see a strong rejection from this zone, you can also go bullish. But if you want to be conservative, then you want to wait for price to take out this trend line, give it a retest before you go bullish. All right. So if I can catch a good buying opportunity here, so I'll be swinging this, but of course on my prop firm account, I'll be looking to take profits much earlier, maybe around here or around here. All right. But what about the sell side of things? Anyways, if I am to sell, let me see if there's a trend line here. If I am to sell GBP USD, then price has to break below here, create a new lower low, break below this trend line, give me a pullback, then I will sell. On this forward time frame, my initial target will be 1.23118. That's for the sell side. All right. So this is what I'm looking at on GBP USD. I'm looking at both buy and sell possibility, right? And we have next week is packed with fundamentals, so expect high volatility throughout next week. So you want to be very, very careful. If possible, when you jump in a trade, try to take profit as early as possible. At least a 2-to-1 trade is okay. When you are floating 1:1, you want to break even, all right, so that you manage your risk, keep your capital, and stay alive, so that when the market settles down and the trend, maybe the trend decides on the direction it wants to go, you are still alive, your capital is still intact to take advantage, and you can make money. So patience is required going into next week. Now, to be able to trade properly and profitably, you need an edge that has proven to be statistically profitable over time. If you've been following this channel, you already found out that my analysis play out 90% of the time. Does that mean I have a 90% win rate on all my trades? Definitely not. I'm not even going to lie to you. All I do is execute my edge every time it plays out, win or lose. And I have always ended every month profitable. I mean, those that have been following me can attest to that. Now, if you want to learn my trade execution strategy and general trading style, enroll in any of our mentorship programs and take your trading game to the next level. Link is in the description of this video down below. Thanks for staying to the end of this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a successful trading week. Bye.